Hey, everybody, we are live on Change Our Minds, and there's a second topic I wanted to talk about that may get put on the YouTube channel because a lot of you keep asking about this. And honestly, I don't really want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it because I got an opinion on it. I know Jody already said his opinion over in his stream, but Jody, a lot of people have been tweeting when I asked for topics tonight. They're like, what about Jason Momoa? He came forward and supported Ye Fisher.
Yeah.
And it's true. Pride of Gypsies, Jason Momoa's Instagram handle put a picture of Ray and said, I stand with Ray Fisher. Now, look, I'm posting this video because, yes, equal opportunity. I'm going to put it all out there. If Ray were to come forward and put something out there that I think, wow, okay, well, that's pretty awful, I'm going to have trouble believing him due to the credibility issues, of course, but I'm going to look into it and try and figure out, all right, well, does this actually justify maybe why he did everything he did? I'm annoyed that people just think I'm hating on him. I'm hating on him because he's gone about this terribly. And then he came after me, and then he came after Jody. He's just a proven liar who I'm sorry, I'm not joining any Twitter mob to take anybody down until I have the facts. And any of you who are just blindly following him because of Borg life, I mean, you can support anybody you want, but don't go condemn people until we have facts and evidence. That's why due process is most important. So the problem with this sort of thing, which then, of course, Ray uses, let's go, Borg life, accountability is greater than entertainment, and then sort of puts this out there, which is actually not one of his most
tweeted it?
He tweeted it out to sort of get more cred.
Did he tweet the picture that Momoa?
He did the screen cap of Momoa and said, let's go.
Thank God he's helping me. Thank you, Jason.
Somebody.
Oh, this is pathetic.
But here's my problem, guys. Yeah, you know what? Good for Jason Momoa. I got no problem with Jason Momoa doing this. In fact, he should have done this. He should have done this earlier. He's
way late.
This is what a friend does, is support their friend. But he did it too late. Like, where was he months ago when this came out?
He's already dead.
He's waited and now he's sort of putting out a hashtag to support a friend, which, yeah, that's what friends would do. This proves nothing. This proves absolutely nothing. And so I've gotten a dozen people messaging me, Andy, why aren't you commenting on this? Look at this now, Jason Momoa. This isn't Jason Momoa coming forward saying, yeah, I was there, I saw it. It's
a screenshot.
This is a screenshot of I support my friend. I'm standing with my friend.
It took him 3 seconds to do that.
And he did it after some sculpture he made. It was not even the first story. He did it as a second story, and he didn't even post it on his Instagram main page, guys. Like, come on.
Is that his main page?
This isn't even main page. This is a story that was there for 20. He stood with him for 24 hours and then it disappeared.
Oh, no.
So come on, guys. This isn't support. This is a friendly, I got your back, man. And part of me could see this, Jody. Here's what I'm going to say. Part of me thinks that maybe he was holding on to this. Maybe because Ray seems like, we all good. We got this. So, that's sort of what Ray's attitude, right? So, it's all okay, fam. We got this, you already know. Like, that's sort of his catchphrases as he does these things. It's just annoying me the way his personality is starting to grate me. But it feels like maybe Jason reached out and Ray's like, no, don't wait. Wait for it. Send me that tweet when I want you to. It sort of feels like what Ray may have done. So I could see this being calculated in that, like, hey, Jason, cool, send that out now. That way it happens. But no matter what it is, until Jason or somebody in the cast is going to come forward and say, Ray's telling the truth, I was there, this confirms nothing. This confirms nothing, and this is a non-story. This is a friend supporting a friend. And Jody, he's late. Go ahead. But what were your takes on this?
You just blew me away because I just knew of the picture. I didn't know of the context. But shout out to you for doing that. Did you just say that? Okay, so we know that Jason Momoa didn't say anything for all the way up until yesterday, right? So he supported Zack Snyder from jump. He supported Zack Snyder. He even lied that there was a cutout that it could be dropped. And we forgive it because, people will lie for their friends. Some people are willing to lie for their friends. And Jason did that for Zach, saying that the cut exists and it's done. He said Jason Momoa lied and said that he even seen the finished cut.
Correct.
Which we know is a lie. So, but I get it. That's his friend. He's looking out for him. I'll lie for my friend. So look.
But you know what? I would say he didn't really lie. He was being vague, like Ray's being. He was sort of he was saying like, oh yeah, I saw a cut, and then he said like I saw a cut. Did he say I saw a final cut?
No, he says I saw the cut.
Right.
He says,
but
I saw it.
the
And he
cut.
got mad at the reporter who asked him the question. He says,
That's right,
you
with
don't think it's
Josh.
real?
Yeah, but that's my point. I feel like he was sort of like pointing in a way of like, oh yeah, why are you telling me? He was standing up for a friend is exactly what he did.
Right.
And he was
From
sort
the
of
jump.
fudging and like, yeah, it was clear
Right.
that it wasn't like factually, no, there's a cut. But yes, he was alluding there was a cut to keep the guys going, which is what Zach's been doing for months and years. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
So he's been quiet this whole time, not from Jump getting Ray Fisher's back when he came out initially. When he came out initially from Jump, you let this all go down. So you telling me that Jason Momoa stood back and he let Ye Fisher come out with all these lies, everybody getting on Ye Fisher after the investigation, after the second investigation, after all the blatant heat and attacks that he has been getting and smoke and fire, and you waited till after Warner Brothers basically came out and said, boy, sit down. And now that this fool Jason Momoa finally said, he didn't say shit. He put out a picture that said, I stand with Ray Fisher from his phone while he was taking a dump on another account that's not his main account. Is that right? Is that what you're telling me?
No, it's his main account. Pride of Gypsies is his main account, but it's a story. You don't use Instagram. Instagram
But
has
it was
posts.
a story. It was a
You have
24-hour
posts.
disappear act.
Posts last forever. Stories are there for 24 hours, disappear. And he posted some other one of like
Okay.
it was a picture of a rock or something. So you had to see that story first. And
Okay.
then, if you saw that one, then you'd see the second one. So it was it was a 24-hour only story buried behind another story, which is not it's not a strong effect of like coming out saying I support my friend. It's a obligate, I would do a story if I owe somebody. And it's like I don't want it to be in my timeline. Like you take your timeline more seriously, right? Because that's like your archive of the photos you're proud of. You put something there when you're like, this means something important. I want to make sure this is in my timeline. A story is disposable. It's like, yep, I'm there.
Right.
Cool, check it out. Now a lot of people will see it, and it got traction, obviously. So he still supported him. I don't want to kill it completely, but he didn't support him as much as he could have. He could have really put something out there. He could have said something. But given how he treated the Snyder Cut, you're spot on. Like, this is just a friend supporting another friend.
That's what this is to me as well, Andy. This is like, all right, if I'm Jason Momoa, I'm looking at Ye Fisher, and I'm like, dang, that dude is toast. Let me do something to help cheer this man up. Let me go ahead and throw this up on my Instagram real quick, a little picture, bro, to make him feel better. And that's what that is. I feel like people pressure Jason. Like, I think Jason's Instagram was full of the cult. Like, Jason, man, why are you not saying nothing? You're letting your boy take a nosedive. He's dying over here. Jason, what's up? And Jason was like, you know what? All right, here we go. He threw the picture out there. He didn't give a statement. He didn't say shit, bro. Y'all need to understand that. He said nothing. He put a picture saying that he stands with his friend. That's him showing some support for his friend. He ain't say nothing about Warner Brothers. He ain't say nothing about, yeah, you're right. Ray Fisher's right. He's saying, I stand with my friend. And I don't know about y'all. A lot of friends have a code. Good or bad, right or wrong, I stand with my homie. Like, I got my homie back even when he's wrong. Y'all ever heard that?
Yep.
I have my friends back even when my friend is wrong.
Actually,
that's what Jason Momoa is doing.
Sadly, I don't know a lot about that. Given my past, I do now.
Right.
But yes, you're right. Most friends would stand
you ride
up
for your friends in the public forum from jump, and then in private you'd be like, "Hey, dog, you know you wrong for that,
Correct.
though, right? You know you're wrong, but hey, I got your back though." That's basically what Jason Momoa is doing here for me, and Dohan is hitting me, Jody, NDA.
NDA. All right, do you want?
NDA.
Let's get more frustrated because there's more. If we peel back the onion of Ye Fisher, there's this one. Okay, so here he is. I guess this was from a Twitch stream, talking about the specifics and why he won't share the specifics. Have you seen this clip yet, Jody?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
bro.
let's do this together. Ready?
Things go, right? Well, unfortunately for them, it's transparent. And so, I'm able to say what it is in real time. And I appreciate you bearing with me. I appreciate you understanding that I can't just throw everything out there all at once. I cannot do it. And despite people on both sides wanting me to throw everything out there at once you put all that information out there, you've given people an opportunity to figure out how to best make a defense against it or how to make an excuse as to why this thing was or, whatever it may be. So
he playing
That's
games.
called due process. It's
He's
like
playing games.
he literally will not tell us everything.
Oh my God,
Because
he's
he
playing
doesn't want
games.
them to come up with a defense. Like,
He is playing.
process that for a minute. Like, this
You guys, man.
has been abused allegedly, and it gets worse, but allegedly, right? And he doesn't want to share the evidence because he's worried of how they're going to defend themselves. Like who
Andy?
does that? Can you imagine if I didn't come forward with my like truth about, because I'm like, what is she gonna say then? Oh no. Or like imagine you're abused, like you're actually assaulted. Well, I don't want to tell anybody because what if I tell them and then they say I wasn't there like what like how does this go through your head? If something happened, tell the truth. The truth will always set you free. The truth will be discovered. Karma will hit everybody else. Say the truth, Ray. Don't worry about what they're gonna do. Say the truth 100 times. Say it consistently. Say it with conviction. Don't be afraid of it. I mean, I'm so confused and frustrated by this man. What the hell is he talking about, Jody?
Andy, I'm scared. I gotta be honest here. This scares me, man. Like, let me put this Yay Fisher sheet, the hate for this man, the disdain for this man to the side. People are actually listening to this and they're believing him. Like I know that I'm a mother freaker. I say that the cult doesn't have common sense, and I believe it. But this is stupidity. People are smarter than this. What is going on? He sat up here and look how far we've come with these excuses. My head hurts. This is wrecking me. What the freak is going on? Where am I? Is this the Twilight Zone? What is this?
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
I swear, it's like, am I drugged? This is a society. We're living in a society. Like what? He sat up here in this video, and
we're getting shit for like questioning this man. Like, can you believe it? Like, there are people out there saying we're awful people because we see red flags and everything this guy's saying. It's like,
did he just say I can't show everything all at once? Nigga, just mention one thing. Give us one detail. We don't want everything all at once. Give us one fact, one detail, one description of a sliver of a description of a detail. We don't ask, and the way he uses his words, it's like he fully understands the cult is retarded. And I'm using the word retarded. That's me, not Andy. I'm sorry. It's all on me. Dumb motherfucker. He knows, and he knows that he could play you guys. He's playing Borg Life. He's playing the cult here. This hurts my head. His wordplay is atrocious. I could see right through this, but I guess some people can't, because when you have your mind made up, it doesn't matter if Yay Fisher comes out tomorrow and says, you know I was lying and playing y'all all along, right? And then the screen goes black. They'll make up excuses for that. Somebody kidnapped his family. They're holding him ransom. They made him say that. Did you see how his eyes were going to the left and the right? He was reading cue cards because the terrorists got his family tied up. This is insane.
Well, there's so much. There's actually more. But what's so frustrating to me is he made like his first attack really against Joss Whedon. Like his laser attack was Joss Whedon, and then who was enabled by John Berg, Jeff Johns, and then and others, right? But he attacked Joss Whedon is who he went after. And then as the story's gone, like Joss Whedon isn't mentioned ever anymore. And now it's like Jeff Johns. Like it's like he's shifting the goalposts of who abused him. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I keep getting. Like because he's being vague, it's actually allowing him to change his story and come up with defenses, right? It's how I see it, because usually when you're abused, you say what happened to you. You go to the police, file a police report. You say this is what happened. It's important you do that.
What about defamation?
So your story doesn't change,
people
right?
People are saying that he's afraid of getting defamation suits filed against him.
But,
can you clear the air on that?
Yeah,
because, can you let them know that there's no defamation for truth?
There's no defamation for truth. I talked to a lawyer about it, and the reality is like there's the NDA argument, which honestly could have been an argument one could make.
But it's not now.
But he's already crossed it like 10 times.
Oh,
so it's like anybody who even believed that, you can't. He noticed he's not saying that anymore. The NDA thing's out because anybody with a brain would be like, well, Ray, wouldn't the NDA cover the last 4 tweets?
Hey, why didn't he say the NDA right here? This is the perfect time to say his NDA thing again.
No, he doesn't.
First, oh my God, we caught him another lie. In the beginning, a couple months ago, I can't say what I have to say because of NDAs and all that. I got to be careful what I say because of NDA, non-disclosure agreements. So in due time, we will win. Now he's saying, I can't say everything all at once, but understand that you liar.
He's so lying.
He just got you again. Oh my God, my head hurts. I don't want, this is what, somebody, where's Doc Brown? Get the DeLorean. Take me back 5 years ago.
I see, Vito.
I want out of this.
You have to prove the truth, though, and that's very expensive. Yeah, but you still got to say the truth.
Oh,
but so anyway, here we go.
That's one of the reasons why I can't just go ahead and say everything outside of not all these circumstances involving me, right?
This is where it gets
have
interesting.
not spent the last couple of years listening to stories and details and piecing things together in a way to be able to make everything make sense. And I know there are a lot of folks out there who are wondering, well, why am I saying these things now? Well, it wasn't until very recently I was given some very specific and very, very concerning information.
Oh my God.
And I said, you know what? All right, it's time to go. So
oh my God, you got it out for him.
Digest that. So
You got it out for him. You're interviewing people getting dirt on him to cancel him. He just admitted I'm trying to cancel him.
He literally admits this is not really his issue. It's now a thing he's puzzled. It's important you see that again. This is literally about stories he's heard. So hearsay from people that he's now taken as truth, that he's now becoming the arbitrator of. Like, what? Like, this isn't even his story to tell. These are other storytellers that he's gathered to connect, and then apparently nothing connected enough to make him want to do anything until recently when, oh my God, it all makes sense. Like, this is a takedown. This isn't a, he abused me. This is oh my God, nothing until a couple weeks ago made him do all of this. So even that means he's lying because it didn't happen to him. It happened to somebody else who's told him later. And it's like, I'm sorry. Who? What? What? Why are we believing that person? Who is that person? So now we're canceling people through association. I heard through this person that he did something wrong. We should cancel him? That is terrifying, Jody. This is terrifying what he's doing. And anybody, Borg life, sheep life, who continues to hear this man say these red flags to prove this is a mess until the person he actually spoke to comes forward to authorities, to a studio investigation, to Twitter. It's nothing. There's nothing we can react to here. Listen to this.
I have not spent the last couple of years listening to stories and details and piecing things together in a way to be able to make everything make sense. And I know there are a lot of folks out there who are wondering, well, why am I saying these things now? Well, it wasn't until very recently I was given some very specific and very, very concerning information. And I said, you know what? All right, it's time to go. So
Jody, like, he just admits that what happened to him isn't what made it happen. So therefore, his first tweet to me is null and void. He found new information that justifies and makes sense of it. I mean, this is maddening. Nobody abused him. Who abused?
He just publicly admitted to going after to cancel him. He just publicly admitted to trying to cancel all of Jeff Johns, Joss Whedon, and John Berg. He's trying to get Joss Whedon out of here. He's trying to cancel him. And when I called him a bitch, I didn't know he was this much of a bitch. Like, this is the type of most disgusting type of person that exists in today's society. This is disgusting as heck. You are trying to get somebody's livelihood shut down because you don't like what he did with your film. And on top of that, because you're doing Snyder's bidding to get Joss out. My freaking inside source, which is real because I was a part of it, I know that Zach hates Joss, and you're doing Zach's bidding to get Joss out of here. This proves all of this. This makes sense. This is not about you on set. This is about you taking down a man that you hate, that Zach hates. You're building up a case like you're a lawyer of victims that you saying are victims, and you're trying to take down this guy like he's a dictator because you have that much hate for him because of a movie, not just a movie, because of Zach, because that you guys hate this man. This is terrible. This is disgusting as heck. This is pathetic. It's gross. This is gross. This is bully mentality. Now, nobody has come out about Joss Whedon outside of his wife and another girl who said that she cleaned it up and would still work with him to this day. What is it that you're doing trying to play savior by trying to cancel him because you have your own motives, because you don't like him? So you're out here playing Dick Tracy, trying to find stuff wrong with him, bro, so you can get rid of him?
He's totally trying to play Dick Tracy. He has no work, Jody. He's sitting at home, and he's clear like everybody else, and so he's playing Dick Tracy to cancel people. And Jeff Johns is another one who I know has said terrible. So from what I've heard, another person who's sort of like not a fan of what Zach made. Like,
oh my God,
that none of that matters. None of that has anything to do with this.
It has nothing to do
None
with
of that
this,
has anything to do with that.
And
disliking Zack Snyder and
today?
Changing the movie. This is from his Twitch, I think, last night. Changing the movie, all that stuff is like nothing to do with it.
Do you see him pivoting?
He's just trying to justify it, is how I see it.
This is a pivot. What happened to on-set gross behavior involving himself?
But this is
now that Warner Brothers said, nah, it wasn't none. Now he's pivoting talking about other people.
This is exactly the problem, and I do feel bad for the guy in a way, because it's like he doesn't know what he's doing. He is saying so many things now. Like if he were to go to trial, if someone were to take him to trial, which they should at this point, dude, he's strung himself up like 10 times. His story has now changed. He's totally defamed and said things that he probably can't even prove. And it's like, for what? Like, we don't even know. And because he's afraid of the defense that Warner Brothers will make to try and defend these people. And the thing that's like, if I'm thinking, all right, well, what happened? Because I know there's some people out there who I do try to trust who are like, Jeff Johns is a bad dude. Jeff Johns is sleeping with interns is sort of the drama they're trying to put out there. And my response is like, that's none of my damn business. Until those interns come forward and say that they were hurt or abused, there's no story here. That is a personal decision.
I've heard more things about Joss Whedon than Jeff Johns.
But that's my point. And like, until the people who are hurt by him come forward,
that's right.
There's nothing to say. And I don't care if Ray can't be the person who tells their stories.
That's
like,
right.
They have to come forward and tell their stories. And they may not be comfortable to, and that may suck when something may have happened. But Ray, this isn't how it works. Like, you got to let them come forward if they're the victims.
And I want to say,
or maybe they shouldn't come forward because they're not prepared to. Because if they do come forward, they will be exposed, and they're going to have to like deal with the reckoning of people sort of asking questions, which someone should do. Because Ray, sometimes victims do lie, is what the sad thing is, or sometimes they get so caught in their way, they're offended by something, or they misread or a miscommunication, that then suddenly they'll change the story in their favor to then become the victim. It happens a lot. And so you can't just take this. So what he's doing here of these broad generalizations, it's really not it's not really to save the defense. It's protecting his ass because he still hasn't yet said anything. And if you notice, like the same thing, he's changing who he's going after. This has nothing to do with Joss. It's like he's now going after Warner Brothers. He's trying to clear them out, almost like I think you said it, so Zach can get in there. I don't know. It's really what it's starting to feel like. It really does feel like a get rid of all the people who are anti-Snyder Cut. They were toxic. They need to be
people who replace Zack Snyder are the people he wants to get rid of. Snyder was the Kevin Feige of the DC universe in the beginning, and Joss and Jeff Johns came in and made him small, and now he wants them out of there so he can get his position back. I wholeheartedly believe that. That's right, what's going on here.
This is such an easy fix. Where all Warner Media needs to do to shut him up is say, Ray, this is an investigation that comes to us. We did hire a third party. Literally. So ends the back and forth. Because Ray keeps arguing with the semantics of, no, this is going to Warner Brothers as lawyers. It's like, I'm sorry, Warner Media owns Warner Brothers. So sure, there could be some shady people in there trying to like change the investigation or whatever, but Warner Media can do whatever the hell they want. They can go get the findings, and if it proves wrong, they can hire another person. Like, it's going to get to them eventually no matter what they do. So I wish Warner Media would just step up to end this boiling fan toxicity of Ray. Like, Ray, talk to the investigator or shut up or sue us. Like, enough is enough. Stop going on social media, fanning these flames of the fans who are now like trying to get our heads. Say what happened or go through one of these channels or shut up is really where we're at. And it's like, that's why this story, I'm reporting on it more, like, because this is a problem. And we were the only ones standing up for it. Let's be honest about it, because we started seeing this early on. And I don't know how he gets out of this. Like, he needs to drop evidence. The only way I will I will pause and give Ray any benefit, which is going to be hard because his credibility's out the window. He's got to provide evidence. Until then, this man is nothing to me. It's a joke, and I refuse to engage in believing or standing with him because he's lied. Just to wrap up the clip, just so you hear it all. Oh wait, it's not. But he did. There was one little piece. Anyway, Joe, while it's loading, thoughts on this?
Yeah, man. I just want to say that there's a bigger travesty done here at the end of the day. I called it out for him, and Vito mentioned it. And I said it on my stream, and I want to say it here.
Now, oh,
Ye Fisher used the Black Lives Matter movement to gain this traction. He's the boy who cried wolf, and he's tarnishing the movement, and it's exactly what he's doing. He used the Black Lives Matter movement. He used his skin color to get the attention because everybody was finally, since the civil rights movement, have the world been paying attention to people of color. And he utilized that timing in order to come out and speak out against the people at DC and Warner Brothers. And he used the Black Lives Matter movement as a lightning rod to do so. What you have effectively done is you've helped diminish the importance of the Black Lives Matter movement, because I feel sorry for the next black actor who actually has an issue and will get side-eye or not be believed because Ye Fisher used it first and he was a liar. You made the Black Lives Matter movement look bad here, bro. Shame on you.
We did, and it started with the barber thing. And the reality of the barber thing, which you notice he shut up on, the reality of the barber thing is like there was more of that story than people wanted to give credit for. And then I'm a racist because I asked questions. But the reality is like, did the barber get paid? Is really a fair question, because if he did, I don't know what the issue is. You can't promise a barber credit. And the fact that we're still having that conversation, even through I have sources at Pinewood who are admitting, yeah, he just brought that guy on. No one's confirming that story. That was a little blip in this radar of one of many distractions and side things that, Ye's tried to make this about. And that's why this is so problematic. Anyway, here's the end.
it wasn't until very recently I was given some very specific and very, very concerning information. And I said, you know what? All right, it's time to go. So that's what ended up prompting my initial tweet. And this is what has set us on the path. So we're going to make it one way or another. So you already know.
You already know. I don't know, Ray. I really don't know. But you're talking to your fans on your Twitch streams, like, because they're the only ones who believe you, and you're so lost.
I hate 2020, bro.
And
I hate
this is
social
just
media for
gross.
this type of stuff. This is the type of stuff that makes social media trash and toxic, bro. Because you could just sit up there with your curtains in the back and with a Twitter account and try to bring all this heat. You caused all this attention, all these investigations, to the point where freaking Walter Hamada had to step off his throne to put this statement out to make you look like the liar you are, just because you had a Twitter account. Like, that's the power of the social media right now. That's no one man should have all that power. I'm sorry. Something needs to be done here. This is not cool. This is just not okay at all, man. And I have nothing for this guy.
Well, and
I got no reserves.
Usually I would say the studio shouldn't say anything and engage in this nonsense. But in this instance, I think they have to make an example out of this.
Yeah, bro.
Like, they got to, because, and if they don't, then it makes me wonder, maybe there is something going on. Because
Andy,
it's
look
like,
at this, though. John Boyega. If John Boyega played the Ye Fisher route, John Boyega would have said, yeah, there was issues on the set of Star Wars there was injustice during Star Wars. What do you mean? I'll just leave it at that. They're going to be accountable. There's injustice that was done with Star Wars, and, it is what it is. In due time. John Boyega didn't do that, Ye. He says, my character was basically a slave. You pushed my character to the side. You had all of the white main actors up boosted, and you made me look like a poster child while putting slave type of tactics in the film. He gave details, and he gave an example of exactly what he was talking about. John Boyega did it the right way. And that's why everybody's looking at John Boyega like, good for you, bro, on some Colin Kaepernick type of stuff. You, on the other hand, you don't have anything. Like, all of these investigations and stories that you have, you should have shared one. If you would have shared one unimportant fact that would have got somebody really on their toes, that would have been enough to get people to buy into what you're saying. I mean, normal people, not the cult, not biased DC fans. I'm talking about the general public, bro. You're nothing like John Boyega. And you went and latched onto him to try to get that other black man with the Black Lives Matter. We're both being persecuted. John Boyega, you're trash, bro.
Dude, John Boyega was pulled off of posters in China because China doesn't like black people. Like, that's how bad it got for John Boyega.
Yeah.
Like, John Boyega legitimately has complaints that, and he said them. And so it's like, dude, it's like someone could go. I was gonna tweet this at some point. I still may, but someone could be like, could do what Ray did and be like, Christian Bale was abusive and toxic and shouldn't be acceptable in the Terminator Salvation set. Like, literally, you could spin. Remember the freak out Christian Bale? You could spin it the exact way Ray Fisher's doing and attempt to cancel Christian Bale with vagueness and whatever, and say what he did in that moment should, basically destroy him like he's trying to do everybody else. But the reality is, like, that happens sometimes. Actually happens a lot on sets. Doesn't make it right or whatever, but sets are like it's creative control and everything. It creates a lot of people. Sometimes they butt heads, and that's just what happens. So if something actually happened beyond that, like beyond the creative differences, where it's like you gotta spit it out. You can't keep teasing it, man. And this excuse, if I can't tell them all at once, I just can't, because they'll have a defense, Jody. They might try to like figure out that my story's bullshit, Jody.
A liar will change his story. Whenever the detectives say they ask the person over and over, when you tell the truth, the story never changes.
Correct.
But when you lie, stories change. Things are added in. Things are forgotten and taken out. That's exactly what Ray Fisher has done for the last 3 months. The story changed. The stuff went in, stuff came out. He's pivoting, he's dodging, he's deflecting. Those are all the cold tail signs of a liar.
Anyway, I don't want to keep talking about it, but I feel like we ought to, because no one else is, and we got to put this guy's. Accountability is greater than entertainment, and the accountability for Ray Fisher is also important. Somebody's got to stop just following Borg life, sheep life, and actually make him accountable to prove his accusations and not just do them vaguely. So that's why this story is important to me and why we're at it, and also because he called out my man Jody and myself, calling me a racist for calling out.
I'm not a homophobe, Ray Fisher.
It's
apologize.
Insane. It's insane what he did, and
Accountability.
Proof that he's not accountable for his action. He doesn't want to take any accountability.
Can I get my merch back up? Yay, Fisher, you took my merch down, bro.
The fact that he's blocking us also just shows how petty he is.
That was made against cancel culture. What
you're
doing
get
now.
These facts out to people like us to cover it so we can bite our tongues, right? In a best case scenario for Ray Fisher, he wants to prove us wrong, right? And he blocks us because we're just noise. No, we're actually voices that are making a
Stop watching my channel, man.
So
leave us alone.
You are even watching it, so it's beyond frustrating. All right, that's all I got for this topic. I don't want to keep giving him any more airtime, but that's where it is. Glad we got to talk. Glad I got to share that clip because I think it's pretty eye-opening. If you're watching this after the fact, I post this later. Join us every Tuesday night, 9 p.m., where we do this for a couple hours and talk about all the fun topics out there. Thanks so much for watching. Check out Jody's Corner. Go subscribe. Yay, Fisher, our eyes are always on you. Be honest. Stop dragging this. Peace out, everybody.
Yay.